Mr. Daniel Jones, 40 mil. Well, not really four, but let's say 4 years, 160. Woo!
Anytime you see a contract worth $160 million, you think of upper echelon quarterbacks. And with Daniel Jones last season, we saw him develop a total of only 9 turnovers, a far cry from his first 3 seasons, and he helped lead the Giants to the playoffs. While their offense was gimmicky, they won 10 games. And most importantly, he showed the most important thing, and that's steady growth over the last 2 or 3 years. Now, for this contract, what matters most is that only the first 2 years are guaranteed. To go along with a $9 million signing bonus, the first 2 years, $82 million. This is kind of just a franchise tag for an extra season. They would have given him $31 million, but right before the franchise deadline clock countdown yesterday at 4 p.m., they got the deal done to him. Shout out to his agent, BC. How are you feeling about the Giants inking Daniel Jones' long-term contract extension? Do you think they made the right choice here in terms of negotiations? Do you think this will actually pay off for them in 2 or 3 years?
Well, first off, I want to clarify stuff because I read this tweet from Ian Rappaport, right, on the contract, the details of the contract. It says 4 years, 160 million, but it says 35 more million in incentives. So I don't know if does that mean that's that's included in the 160, right? I'm assuming. Okay.
The agent is the one that's going to put out the 160K to this job, but the 35 is baked into that based off the team success.
I would love to. We don't know those details, right? Those incentives. Those are not
quite
clear.
Yet.
No. Okay. I would like to see them. I would imagine probably play a full season, put up a certain amount of numbers. So realistically, could this contract look, a little bit different? So not as much. Yeah. But I mean, 82 over the first 2 years, that's incredible. I mean, that's absolutely incredible. 94 million though, virtually guaranteed at signing, is what Ian Rappaport is saying. So, I mean, instantly, when that man already signed his contract, he's already got 94 in the bank, basically. How do I feel about this move? I feel like I've kind of let it be known on Twitter, if you follow me there, how I feel about this move. I feel the Giants got fleeced by Daniel Jones and his agent or representative, whatever you want to call him. I mean, this Daniel Jones is a quarterback that I personally rank as hover of 25th, 26th. He's around 24 to 26th quarterback, ranked quarterback in the league, in my opinion. That's where I have him ranked. And for a guy like that to be getting the contract that he's getting right now is absolutely it's ludicrous to me. I just have sometimes I'm lost for words when I'm speaking about this because I can't believe that Daniel Jones got this. I mean, here's the thing. I can believe it because there's a sucker born every day. I've been told that since I got into football. There is a sucker born every single day, and they'll get them, right? And that's what the Giants are. They're a clown franchise right now. They just made a clown franchise. Go ahead.
What other choice did they have?
What do you mean? What other choice did they have?
If they didn't give DJ this contract, they're going to have to franchise tag him for $31 million.
Not necessarily. That's not their only option. They have a lot of options out there. A lot of them aren't as secure as what you've seen in Daniel Jones, but a lot of options out there. Draft a quarterback in the first round.
And I'm sorry, you said Daniel Jones is the what ranked quarterback?
I have him hovering anywhere from 24th to 26th. I mean, why are you saying that? Well, so we had an argument about this
last week, correct?
Like 2 weeks, yeah.
I'm not with you there. I'm low on Daniel Jones.
I mean, you're wrong.
I think he ranges from 14th to 20th. 26 being the absolute ceiling for him is beyond disrespectful. Beyond disrespectful. That's Jimmy Garoppolo tier.
14th. Jimmy Garoppolo's been in a Super Bowl. Jimmy Garoppolo is one throw away from winning a Super Bowl. So
that's just one name I rattled off here.
All right, but that's fine. I mean, you're listen. You could say these things. The numbers don't stack up. You got one good season. Good season. Okay.
That was the 1 year Daniel had a coach and a complimentary cast. He played the first 16 games of the year. The 17th he sat out.
Yes.
So he was
I
healthy.
apologize for that.
He had the lowest interception percentage in the entire NFL. Like, that's a pretty big difference. And for an offensive line that was porous, BC, he evaded pressure all year long. He made the most out of what he had to deal with. He overcame a poor offensive line. The running game did break down at times when Saquon later on in the year was banged up. And the receiving core, while he missed a lot of throws, I'm with you there. The reality is that was one of the 3 or 4 worst corps in the entire league.
Yeah. So by like overcome, I mean nothing you said moved me, man. Like I feel like I'm kind of on this island alone, like screaming out into the world, like. So what you said 14 Daniel Jones in your mind at best could be the 14th or be right now the 14th best quarterback in the NFL. Do you understand how ludicrous that sounds?
How is that crazy? He's still 25 years old, just entering his prime with a little bit of continuity, which he wasn't great in his first couple of seasons with Pat Shermer and Joe Judge, BC.
Are you like taking into consideration any of the other quarterbacks in the league, or are you just putting them in the number? Because I've looked at the list. I've made my list. That's how I know 24th to 26th.
I'm
know
with you.
that.
A lot of quarterbacks can give you 3,200 yards and 15 TD passes, but how many are giving you 7 rushing TDs and 700 rushing yards as well with what you had to work with?
I mean, I don't know. I'm being told left and right that pocket quarterbacks are dead and every quarterback can run now. So I would imagine a lot more now, more than ever. What are you saying? Who can give me Who cares? Who cares? You're a quarterback. I don't pay you to run. I
But he
pay you
had
to
to.
throw. Huh?
He had to. It's not like he had all day in that pocket. He had one good offensive lineman.
Did Tom Brady have to run?
Bram.
Did he have a good O line?
He had one of the best offensive lines, some of
This
the
year.
best lines
This
in
year.
the NFL.
This year.
No.
Did Tom Brady have a great O line this year?
And Tom Brady is arguably the best pocket presence of any quarterback in the last 20 years.
He does.
That's no.
I'm not.
Why
I'm
are
not
we comparing
arguing
Daniel
that.
Jones to the greatest quarterback of all time?
No. I'm not comparing him to Tom Brady. I'm saying Tom Brady is an immobile quarterback, and he was able to throw the football, yes, at a high level. I'm not comparing. I'm saying you're basically saying he had to run. No, he didn't. I saw Tom Brady this year get the job done from the pocket. So I believe you, even if the O-line is bad. I mean, we saw Tom Brady take a lot of hits. His O-line was crap this year, John. I mean, you can't. It was bad. It was terrible. We went through it all season knowing that O-line was bad.
You told me early in the year that offensive line was going to hold
because coming into the season, it was coming off great seasons, John. Yes. But going into the season, Ryan Jensen went down before the season started. Donovan Smith hyperextended his elbow in game 1 and was the most penalized left tackle in the entire league, if not just among tackles or offensive linemen. He had a terrible season. He just got released. Okay. Tristan Wirfs went down later in the season too, but we don't stop being revisionist history. We know that O-line was terrible this year. I'm talking strictly from. No, he didn't just have. He did. So my point basically to you is, John, this. Because you're coming at me saying you have a problem with me and where I rank him.
It's disrespect.
It's
you
not
have no respect for Daniel Jones. That's what I'm talking about.
That's just not the case. Have I ever said have I said that? Where is that information coming from that I have no respect for Daniel Jones?
You had him ranked well below literally everybody else that sees how much he's improved. He's turnover free. He's athletic. He's good from the pocket. The Giants see a lot of Eli Manning in him, reasonably so.
Okay, yeah.
He's got the intangible factor that you love in quarterbacks.
He's still not Eli Manning. Because I have him ranked over quarterbacks, John. Like, we could go through it again. All right? You're not – listen, him and Geno, very similar. Geno obviously had a much better season this year, but very similar guys you can compare to. Two guys that were bad for their, start of their careers. Geno a lot longer than Daniel, but bad. And then had these great seasons or quote-unquote great seasons this one year. So they could both be one-hit wonders. Is that a fair statement to make? Or is that
It's
unfair?
also a fair statement to make, Brandon, that each of those two quarterbacks for the first time got opportunity and a fair chance.
I'm not arguing that. Can you please just
And
follow
what do you
along and have a
know? That's
discussion
their
with me?
first quality
Please
season.
follow along. I'm not arguing that. I agree with you on those
I'm right
points. I'm not
behind
trying
you.
to have an argument right now. I'm trying to have a discussion to go somewhere, an active discussion. So please just follow me, okay? Is that a fair statement to say
Yes.
that both guys could have had a one-hit wonder year? Okay, thank you. All right. So we could put those guys in the same boat. I have Geno ranked higher because I thought Geno was way more impressive than Daniel Jones this season. He threw the ball much better than Daniel Jones did.
Mm-hmm.
Much more command of the pocket, just all that stuff. Daniel Jones is a very sporadic player. We know that about him.
Geno was an elite level thrower. I mean, he was
Yes,
making
yes.
some
I mean,
insanely tight
yeah. I think he
throws.
didn't he lead the league in completion percentage.
He did.
He did, yeah. So
Even still, while
yeah, and he
taking some
threw
tough
beautiful
shots.
passes. I mean, you could look up the highlights of Geno Smith. They were beautiful spiral passes. They looked incredible. I have him ahead of him. You were a big Tua guy. You were saying Tua could be a top 10 quarterback throughout the season. Is Tua ahead of Daniel Jones?
Tua was, but with his concussion issues, I'm going to have Matt.
All right, no, because we're gonna play the game where these guys are healthy going into it. Let's not put health into that because Daniel Jones is an injury prone. He had one season where he played the games, but we can also
You're peer pressuring me here into your
I'm not peer pressuring you.
core values to make me
I'm
compromise.
not because I agree with the injuries, but I mean we have to look at it. All right, fine.
Tua had a top 10
even though Daniel Jones,
season, but he's not a
even
top 10
though
quarterback.
you're actually playing the sneaky game because both guys deal with injuries, but you don't. But Daniel Jones did it for one season, so you want to flip flop. But fine, all right, we'll take two out of there to placate to you, John. Fine, all right. You hate Jameis Winston. You don't want to just turn over the
Jameis Winston.
No. I mean, like in terms of his style of play. In terms of his style of play,
I actually don't hate his style of play, but yeah, he's not a top 30 QB to me.
Okay, but me saying about Daniel Jones is disrespectful. But all right, but I got you. Kenny Pickett, you said you would take over Daniel Jones, right?
Yeah, I'm taking Kenny Pickett over him, but you kind of compared me being high in Daniel Jones, who's actually made the playoffs and won a playoff game, to Jameis Winston, who's won nothing and has always held his teams back. The one year he had Sean Payton. Payton did a phenomenal job with him, and you see once he loses the Hall of Fame coach, he can't even get the starting job.
Fair. That's fair. That's a fair statement to make. Like I said, I won't die on the Jameis Winston hill. I stated that last time we talked about that.
I hope that's not the
hill. I mean, I stated it last time. I'm not going to die. That's a fair statement. I personally just like Jameis a little bit more. Kenny Pickett, we both like Kenny Pickett going in the future. I think we both take KP. Justin Fields, you're much more higher than Justin Fields than I am.
Yeah, and I'm also projecting into next year too.
Yeah, so obvious. I mean, you take Justin Fields over.
I rank him higher. Yeah.
So Fields over Jones.
But that's the thing. You know what? Because Jones is a way more refined passer, and Fields has had the same level of injury issues the last 2 years, I'm going Daniel over Justin Fields for next year. But in 2 years, I'll go Fields.
Okay. Brock Purdy. I think you said Daniel Jones last time, but I don't think you.
I'll lean with DJ.
I don't think you honestly believe that. I really don't. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to look you in the eye, John. I don't think you believe that. I don't. I think you were riding that Brock Purdy hard, not like Justin hard, but you were right there with him. All right. Come on. Don't be shy now. You were on that Brock Purdy.
Relative to you who thought Purdy was going to ruin their season, I was high on him, but I understood that he was just a game manager making some high level plays.
That's not how you were talking about him. But I'm going to be honest now, because reevaluating the whole thing, because I told you I had to see everything from Brock. So reevaluating and looking back at everything, I like what I saw from Brock Purdy. I like the command. I think I'm starting to buy a little bit more into the Brock Purdy hype about how his teammates are talking about him, how people around the league are talking about him. Kyle Shanahan talks about. I like it. So I'm starting to like a little bit more. So that's why I'll take Brock Purdy over Daniel Jones.
So should you like DJ then too? Because he's a great teammate that all of his coaches talk highly of for his intangible factor.
Yes. Right. You would think that, right? I don't believe that they believe that. I think because, again, you can also it's a case-by-case basis. I think that they can be saying the truth about Brock Purdy, but they also could be just, placating just because they have to say the right thing in front of the media, right? Like they're not going to go out there and trash the quarterback with their names on it or any player. Most of the time, if you get a trash statement about a current player, it's, you know, an anonymous source, right? Like you don't really get those very often. So obviously they're going to say the right thing. It just goes into, do you believe that personally or don't you believe it personally? Me, I believe it because I also saw it with Brock Purdy on the field. I'm comparing what I saw on the field to with what they said. With Daniel Jones, I'm going also off of what I saw and what they're saying. And I don't think that they're telling the truth. I think they're lying. Okay? Whatever, you can say I'm wrong for that, but that's what I believe. So, true, John, I could say that, but I look at what Daniel Jones has done. So I went over those quarterbacks. So I only gave you a few. Those are the quarterbacks that I have ranked 20th or lower. Think about that. And there were a couple guys in there that you said over Daniel Jones. There were a couple. There were Brock Purdy.
Let's speed run this. I'm taking Daniel Jones over Tua for the health factor.
Okay,
I'm
fine.
also putting Daniel Jones above a Jordan Love for now, but I'm higher on Love long
Jordan
term.
Love's not even
I'm
on
putting
my
him above.
ranking. Okay.
I think he will. I'm putting him above Mac Jones, Purdy. For now, Kenny Pickett.
Wait. Stop. How are you putting him over Mac Jones?
I think he's a way more athletic quarterback, and that's pretty big to me.
What about throwing the football?
Mac's a better thrower.
Who's a better? Okay, which one's more important, John? Running or throwing from a quarterback position?
But I don't think the gap between
Answer the question. Answer the question.
Passing.
Okay, then.
And I think DJ's a little bit above Mac. I have to give him a stamp of approval for that playoff game.
In what?
Even if it was against a terrible defense.
In what?
He had a historically good playoff game, and that does hold some weight here. Mac Jones has not done that yet. And while I do value Kenny Pickett's upside more for this upcoming season,
don't bring up Kenny Pickett. We're talking about Mac Jones right now because you said Mac Jones.
I'm putting him above both Mac and KP. I'm putting him above Tua. I'm going to have him right anywhere between 15 to 18. I think that's a soft spot with Derek Carr, Justin Fields, Kenny Pickett, and Jordan Love.
John, come with me now. See, that's ridiculous. You have Jordan Love up there in the 20 to 19. The guy has never.
He's going to show you this season, my friend.
Okay, that's fine. You can say that, but I mean, you haven't even seen it yet. So, like, can we?
I saw it versus the Eagles. I see greatness in that kid. You don't.
I don't. So back to
same way you didn't in Brock Purdy, my friend.
Yeah, and then now after reevaluating and looking back, I can admit that I was wrong, and now I like the kid a lot. But I want to focus on Mac because you put him ahead of Mac, and that just doesn't make any sense to me. So rookie year Mac, because again, you could make a lot of the same arguments you did for Daniel Jones for Mac Jones. But for some reason, you're not doing that. You're glossing all over that. How long did it take Daniel Jones to get to this point of where he is now? How long has he been? Okay. Mac Jones' rookie season was what? The best quarterback in the class, out of his class.
But the floor there was Davis Mills.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He led the New England Patriots to the playoffs.
And they got embarrassed by the Bills. So.
Oh, okay. Rookie season. Did you expect them to get to the playoffs?
They're definitely in the hunt.
Did you expect them to beat the Bills?
Lost them 3 times. No, they didn't. That's not true. They lost them 2 times.
Yes. I'm asking, did you expect them to beat the Bills in the playoffs, that game in Buffalo?
But I wasn't expecting a 30-point demolition. I was not expecting that.
Again, I think you're lying because of the way you've talked about my New England Patriots. I know that if we talked about before that game, you would have saw a blowout because you have little to no respect for that offense.
I have a lot of respect for that defense, though. And look, I don't want to make this all about Daniel Jones and Mac. I want to zoom out a little bit here from the macro lens. You are one of the few people, BC, that think Daniel Jones is not a top 20 quarterback. And that's ridiculous to me because he doesn't have a big weakness in his game outside hitting deep shots. He's accurate. He's athletic. He moves well outside the pocket. And he's great at extending the plays. given he had very little weapons this year and they struggled at times to catch the ball, I feel like he did a great job extending drives. His leadership, his intangible, I believe in those traits a lot more than you do, because for some strange reason, you seem to forget with him being, let's say how it is, halfway out the door of the Giants building, he showed up this year and led them to their first playoff win in a decade. That holds a lot of value. Because quite frankly, a lot of these quarterbacks you don't in the top 20 are not playing as well as he did, where let's be honest, he was the system in that Vikings playoff game. Him and Saquon, they did everything. And that may have been an outlier, yes, but to have 300 rushing yards, or 300 total yards, the rushing TDs, and the ability to take over a playoff game like that, that does hold some weight. When you look around the quarterback market, Jimmy Garoppolo is not doing that for you. Neither is Jacoby Brissett. The Giants only had one option, and that was to extend Daniel Jones long term. This was a smart decision here, because the 25th overall pick, the Giants are not in position to trade up to get Anthony Richardson most likely, unless they get multiple first-round picks in the future, which I don't think they're going to have to do. I want to be honest here. I want to be accurate. The way you treat Daniel Jones is despicable, Brandon. And I'm not even that high on him. I'm actually lower on him than most people. But you seem to disregard all that he can do because for some strange reason, you just, I don't know, you don't think he's that good. And you saw greatness this last season before your very own eyes.
Stop. Please stop. Okay, because you sound ridiculous. You sound absolutely ridiculous, dude. You come up here and you say despicable, disrespectful, saw greatness. What greatness did we see? We saw 3,000, a little over 3,000 yards.
How many games do you expect
15 touchdowns. Okay.